Hi, this is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop with a quick video. I just picked up this Delta Rockwell dp220 drill press. I don't know why I bought it. I don't need it. But I like floor model drill presses. I paid $40 for it. When I went and looked at it, the quill only moved about that far. The chuck didn't turn, and that I could barely get to move. So I was looking at it, and then I probably wouldn't have bought it if not for this. It was mounted to that 4x4 sheet of 1/4-inch steel. So like, well, that steel will be handy. So I went ahead and got it. Started tinkering on it. This is by far the worst one. As you can see, once I started working on it, there were some tenants in it. I still got to clean the rest of them out. You probably won't be able to see, but there's 9 or 10 wasps in there. They're all dead now. And then, when I fired up the motor, and I check everything with a voltmeter before I turn it on, you know, especially with little switches like that are bent. You know, check continuity for the ground and the powers and stuff, make sure everything's good. So I fired it up and it turned, and then after about 20 seconds, some smoke came out of it, and then a bunch of little smaller wasps came out of the bottom of it. So I blew it out, and that seems to have taken care of it. All I did with it is sprayed the, sorry about the light there, you know, the quill there. Sprayed it all with, you know, this stuff I get from Lawson, but, you know, any penetrating oil would work. This stuff works pretty good, though, by the way. Sprayed everything, kept moving it and moving it and moving it and moving it, and slowly it really freed up to where the spring pulls it back. When I was running it, the chuck seemed nice and smooth, and didn't hear any bearing noise in it. Well, I didn't run it long enough and put any pressure against it. But it had very little run out. The table was in terrible shape. I mean, look how offset that big hole is. You can't even really see where the original hole was, if it had one. Been running some big hole saws on this guy. So, and unfortunately the casting up here is cracked. If I do keep it, I'll just, you know, braze it from the back. You know, cut it here, put some filler in there, and I don't worry too much about that. So yeah, it's a 14-inch model, I believe, yeah, with a 1/2-horse motor, with the dual shaft. One of the things to kind of look for when you look at these drill presses, of course, is you can get springs for them, so that's not such a big deal. Mainly, of course, make sure your spindle's good. Make sure these castings, I've had problems where these will crack out, I think from people dropping them or something, or hauling them laying down. These ones look good. Column's good. Base is good on it. One thing I have noticed on these, and I've taken apart a lot of drill presses, probably 20 or at least 20, probably closer to 30. And you don't notice it, and this one may be straight, but opposite of, you know, where the work is placed, if you take all this stuff off, a lot of them have just a little, like if you put like a 3 or 4 foot level across the back, there'll be a little swayed back. And I've noticed that a lot more on some of the ones I've been doing recently. The Craftsman's like that. So I repositioned it because it was actually discernible and measurable with the table up and the quill all the way down. That's something to keep an eye out for. So yeah, if the motor's good after getting all the wasps out of there and clean it up real good, these things aren't worth much. I'll probably just keep it. It takes up very little space. You know, a lot of these things, I know people say, oh, that's too small for a machine shop. That's homeowner stuff. But when you're doing, I do a few production runs for adapter plates for a guy. And a lot of it's just drilling precisionally located holes and then chamfering them. You take one of these, you throw a countersink in it or a chamfer bit, and boom, slap it on there, boom, boom, boom. Don't have to worry about changing tools. This one will probably end up like that. We'll have a countersink in it, and that's how it will exist. Then on the odd days I have someone helping me, when I make all those plates, I can be doing the plates, and anyone can, deburr a hole. So yeah, little space it takes up, I'll probably keep it. Another thing is they make a very handy shelf. So I try not to do that with my tools, but it happens in every shop. I actually would like to, I saw another YouTuber do this. I can't remember his name offhand. If I get a couple junky ones from my scrapyard, gets these probably about once every 2-3 months. I'm going to start buying the tables. And what I'd like to do is when I locate the mill, is put one of these stands and I'll anchor it to the floor next to the mill with 3 or 4 of these, the tray part. And I'll put like my dividing head and one of the bigger vices, and just have it right there so I can swing them over. I'll have it just overhang for moving stuff onto the mill. So that'll be handy. So yeah, that's the old Delta Rockwell dp220. I'm up to 151 subscribers now, and I think that is just super awesome. I would like to thank all of you for watching and subscribing and commenting. I like to respond to all the comments, I love talking about tools, and I think with the tools I have in my shop, I'm starting to get bigger stuff, but are really relatable to the tools that most people in small machine shops have. So that's nice. I'm not hauling in, 40,000 pound lathes and milling machines and stuff like that. So a lot of the machines I use are, relatable to what a lot of you guys use. So, yep. And I am gonna, as much as it is going to pain me, I'm going to strip the paint off it and I'm gonna paint it. So that'll be my punishment for spending so much money on new machines this month. So that's how I will atone. So yeah, this is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.